All right, let's do this mini video podcast thingy. So yeah, I guess it'd be like a podcast, I guess. But it's just gonna be me, I guess, or this video, at least it's just gonna be me rambling about movies, TV, sports, and yeah, or maybe something in pop culture. I don't know. I feel like I'm covering like all that in this one little video podcast thingy. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I want to do these at least like bi-weekly, maybe once a week. I'm not even sure. I don't know, but I want to just talk about stuff casually, not do like a review or whatever. Yeah, this will be me reviewing stuff without doing like a full review, I guess, or just talking about news. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Fantastic Four castings in a bit, and some other stuff, even like sports. So yeah, I want to get into talk about sports, and yeah, I'm kind of thinking like, do I really want to talk about sports on this channel? But like I kind of do because I don't know, because I like talking about sports, but I don't want to make a new channel for sports, like sports talk. I don't want to start over. But I'll get into I guess that topic or those two topics, or yeah, it's like a couple topics I'll get into. So yeah, but first the Fantastic Four castings. So yeah, there's been so many rumors for the Fantastic Four casts. Like I feel like it's been over a year. It's probably been since John Krasinski played Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And I feel like even before that, because wasn't he rumored and fans wanted him? Like I want him too, because I think he would have been great. Or I think he would have been great playing Mr. Fantastic in like a full role in the MCU, not just in Doctor Strange. But yeah, they heard those like fan those the fan castings, and they like Kevin Feige was like, yeah, let's get him in play just in one movie, I guess, because it like doesn't look like they're moving forward with Krasinski. Well, I think they're definitely not. So yeah, but yeah, we still don't know who Mr. Fantastic's gonna be in the MCU or like the Fantastic Four movie, but yeah, but we know who I guess Sue Storm is gonna be, and possibly Johnny Storm, with these like casting rumors that are just coming out. And I feel like these casting rumors, they feel like they have more weight to them, and I feel like they might be confirmed later, probably after the actor strike. But one of them is Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, which I think would be a great casting for Sue Storm. I think Vanessa Kirby is a great actress. She's like, her name's not out there that much. Like, she's been in the last few Mission Impossible movies, and she was in Hobbs and Shaw. I know she was in The Crown also. I haven't watched The Crown at all, but I know people say she's good in that. So yeah, she's good. I like her in Mission Impossible, and I guess I liked her in Hobbs and Shaw. Wasn't crazy about that movie, but she was good. And she's like a very powerful look. Like, it's almost like an intimidating looker, like a look on her. She's very beautiful, but she has an intimidating look, like she'll beat you up in some kind of way. So yeah, I think Vanessa Kirby would be a great casting for Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn is being heavily rumored as Johnny Storm. And I think Joseph Quinn would be pretty good too. I think he'd be ideal Johnny Storm. If you don't know who Joseph Quinn is, he played Eddie in Stranger Things season 4. He has that personality, or I guess he can bring that personality that could be ideal for Johnny Storm. Because I think in real life, he's not like, I feel like he's more laid back, I guess. He's more like held back. But yeah, when he's like, when he's playing Eddie in Stranger Things, I think he's great in that. And he can bring some of that, maybe like less nerdy. Like for Johnny Storm, because Johnny Storm is supposed to be like a ladies' man, he's supposed to have that big ego. So I think he'd be a good Johnny Storm. He can bring that. And I don't know if Ben Grimm has been there's been rumors about Ben Grimm being cast. So I don't know. It's like I know like Jeff Snyder, like he's a popular scooper. He's the one who reported on this stuff, and like he was talking about like, oh, they're looking for someone a little overweight to play Ben Grimm, which was kind of weird hearing him say that. But there's also rumors that Ebon Moss-Bachrach was going to play Ben Grimm, but he's not anymore. But he might be playing another character, and that character might be Silver Surfer. So that would be interesting. And Yvonne Moss-Bachrach is good because he's great in The Bear. I love The Bear. The Bear is possibly the best show in TV right now, and he's a great character. He's great in that show, and he's also been in Andor. He was in the Punisher series, and he's a great actor. I think he would be a great Ben Grimm, but as Silver Surfer, we'll see. Like Silver Surfer, I guess he could pull it off. So and that's gonna be interesting. And also for like Galactus, like I guess they're gonna have Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie, or I guess they're gonna start out with him. And Antonio Banderas has also been rumored, and Jeff Snyder had that rumor that they're looking for someone Hispanic, and Antonio Banderas has been rumored, so I guess that tracks. So for Galactus, I don't know if I buy Antonio Banderas in that role, but it'd be unique to see. And I don't really know much about Galactus at all, but I don't know, like it'd be interesting to see Antonio Banderas as like a big head in the sky or something like that, eating all these like planets. And I was also thinking Yvonne Moss-Bachrach, he might be he might be able to pull off a good Doctor Doom. And we'll see. I mean, I like to see him in some role, but I could really picture him as Ben Grimm in the Fantastic Four. So I think he's a great actor. So there's been a lot of rumors of like around these, but these seem kind of almost set in stone almost. And like Mr. Fantastic, there's been the rumor that Adam Driver that was gonna he was in talks of playing him, and I guess those talks kind of failed. So we'll see. Like I would love to see Adam Driver in the role. I think Adam Driver would be a good Mr. Fantastic, and I feel like they need a star in that role because I feel like Vanessa Kirby, as great as she is, she's not really a star. Like I think some people would recognize her, especially from Mission Impossible, but I feel like she's not a star's name. And so like Johnny or Joseph Quinn isn't quite there too. I think like Antonio Banderas is a popular name, of course, but like I feel like they need a star in the Fantastic Four, and Adam Driver would be he would be a good Mr. Fantastic. So I would love to see if they resume talks with him. I would love to see that, but it's gonna be interesting who they cast. And I know a lot of people are saying also that how's this news coming out during the actor strike? And I think this news probably started, or these rumors are coming from before the strike happened, or strike started. So I think the news is just coming out now. And also I think there's something about they can studios can talk to their agents or managers, and it's not really breaking strike rules. So that's interesting. I don't think actors would go for that though. I think they would want to cut off, they would probably want to cut off all communications with the studios. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they're working around that because these roles are pretty big to get careers flowing, especially for Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn, because they want to be household names, and you get a Marvel role that can put you in the stratosphere. That can make you a star. I think they probably really want those roles. So I'm definitely for Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn being cast in here, and Yvonne Moss-Bachrach if he is indeed cast in here also. And Antonio Banderas would be interesting as well. So you can tell me your thoughts on these Fantastic Four rumors, these casting rumors. Do you think these are good castings? Tell me down below. Also, is Gal Gadot returning for a Wonder Woman 3 in James Gunn's DCU? Yeah, they're going to put it out there. I think Gal Gadot says she's been in talks, I guess, for Wonder Woman 3. And I don't know what to think of this really, because James Gunn, he seems to be starting over with the DCU, but now Gal Gadot might be coming back to play Wonder Woman. I don't know. I feel like we kind of need to be done with these characters, I guess. Because he already said Henry Cavill's not going to be back. And of course Ben Affleck's not going to be back. He doesn't want to be back, so he's not going to be back. And it seems like they're moving forward with different castings with the new Superman castings they had just a few weeks ago. But with Gal Gadot, I don't know. I feel like this needs to be if this is an Elseworlds thing, I feel like that's more fitting, I guess, because it's not part of the DCU. And it would be weird to have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman in the main DCU when they have a new Superman and a new Batman. But yeah, I don't know. Like, and but it's still kind of weird because I feel like the general public really would get confused because, yeah, I think they'd be getting confused about two Batman in like DC because they're still gonna have Pattinson in Elseworlds, and they're gonna have somebody else play Batman in the DCU. So yeah, and they're probably already confused with like Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton being in the same movie as Batman, and like Pattinson being out there too. So yeah, I feel like there's probably some confusion out there. I don't know how I feel because I did like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. Like, I don't think she's the best actress, but I think with those two movies and the Justice League, I think like I did like her. And even though like the second movie, like Wonder Woman 2 was not really that good, but I still kind of dug her. I think her with like Chris Pine, because I think Chris Pine with his performance kind of elevates Gal Gadot in a way. So I think that's why they brought him back for the second one, because I think they work well together and they have great chemistry, and that elevates Gal Gadot's performance. And of course, she was in she had a cameo in The Flash, and she also had one in Shazam, right? I think I haven't seen Shazam 2, but apparently she has a cameo in that. But like her cameo in The Flash, when she came in, like I didn't really have much thought about it. Like it felt natural. But then I think I saw that clip again, and I could kind of tell that, okay, yeah, she didn't really have, she didn't deliver her lines that well in that scene. But I don't know. It was still cool to see her, I guess. But yeah, it's like, I feel like I'm kind of conflicted on this because, yeah, let's kind of not have a Wonder Woman Elseworlds movie, or like if they're in fact bringing Gal Gadot into the DCU, I think that would be a bad idea for James Gunn. You got to start over. There's nothing confirmed about this, but it's just Gal Gadot saying that, yeah, we're in talks. And I think with Patty Jenkins too, because she has a pretty good track record as a director. I think James Gunn's kind of in favor of bringing her in, and probably he wants her to probably redeem herself with the general public after the second movie. So yeah, maybe that's what James Gunn's in favor for. And he's probably wanting to give directors more leeway, I guess. Like he wants directors to have their own movies. Like in DCU, he probably wants to have that Kevin Feige role in the DCU, but he wants to bring in directors in the Elseworlds movie that can have their own vision. So I feel like that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be in favor of directors with their own vision. And because he's kind of a director with his own vision, even though with the Guardians movies, he kind of had to stay in the realm of the MCU, kind of have that tone still, but he still brought his vision to the movies. So that's just my thinking. But yeah, Wonder Woman 3, I guess I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind seeing Gal Gadot one more time as Wonder Woman. Also, Winning Time Season 2 premiered on Sunday, and it was a good start to the season for Winning Time. And I feel like this is one of my favorite shows. I love Season 1, following the Lakers. And I'm not even a Laker fan. I think the Lakers are my least favorite basketball team. But it was just interesting, I guess, watching the show. And I know there's a lot of fiction in this show. I think they even have that is a disclaimer before each episode saying some of the stuff in this show is fictionalized for dramatization. But it is a great show. I love seeing the portrayals of Magic, Kareem, Jerry Buss, Pat Riley. So it's cool. I like seeing it, and it definitely has a dramatization because I feel like they make some characters a little bit cartoonish, especially with Jerry West. Because I remember during the first season, there's a lot of the Lakers from there that time. They didn't really like the show. They watched the first episode and they were like, no, this is not, I don't like this. Or they didn't watch the show at all, because I think Magic Johnson said he didn't even watch the show at all because he's just yeah, I don't want to see this. Even though I feel like Magic is kind of portrayed pretty positively in the show, like this first episode of season 2, they gotta go into something that happened in his life it's kind of a little bit more negative, but I feel like for the most part in season 1, he's presented as positive in the show, and the actor who plays him is pretty good. But I know people had I know Jerry West had a problem with it, with his portrayal, and I can understand that because like his portrayal is very cartoonish. He's played by Jason Clarke, who's a really good actor. He's just an Oppenheimer. So yeah, I think he's really good in the show. Jason Clarke playing Jerry West, but yeah, definitely I feel like it's fictionalized because yeah, like he's entertaining. I think because they make him cartoonish, and he's cussing up a storm. But yeah, I know it's probably not true to Jerry West, but it's just funny. It's an entertaining role. Or it's an entertaining character in the show. And for Kareem, he had a problem that he was portrayed like a jerk, I guess, in the first season. And he's kind of a jerk still. Like, he comes around in the first season. And, yeah, and I've heard that people say that he actually was that way. So Kareem saying that is just trying to save face. He's trying to protect himself from people thinking he was like that, I guess, back in the day. But I really do like this first episode of season 2 because it looks like they're going to be jumping around more from different seasons. Like the way they started out this episode, it kind of like it sent it more into the future, and then it kind of brings you back to them starting the second season after they win the championship in season 1. And season 1 was just about like the first season, but like season 2 is just going to be like I guess it's going to cover like 3 or 4 seasons or something like that. But yeah, I'm kind of glad they are doing that because I want them to get to the meat of the story where it's Magic versus Larry Bird, and it looks like Larry Bird's going to play a bigger part in this season, and that's cool because I like that they ended in a way that, yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that Celtics, Lakers, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson rivalry, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. So it's a very entertaining show. John C. Reilly as Jerry Buss, he's really good. And even his daughter, I think his daughter, Jeannie, who was actually a character in the show also. Like, she's in the show, and she's got a pretty good part in the show. And but like his daughter in real life actually had she had high praise for John C. Reilly playing Jerry Buss. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Kind of cool to hear. And he's kind of the main character of the show, so I feel like they kind of got to get him right. I would say if you're old enough and you want to get HBO Max, or I guess it's called Max now. But yeah, it's on Max, and yeah, it's really good if you're a big sports fan like me. So yeah, it's a really good show. I like it, but don't expect the show to be actually factual, but they do go over big moments in it. And also forgot Adrian Brody plays Pat O'Reilly in it, and yeah, he's pretty good too. Just want to mention that because I didn't go over every character, but yeah, he's as good. So, Winning Time season 2, I think it's gonna be a really good season. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's just as good as the first episode was. And yeah, speaking of sports, let's go to the U.S. women's national team losing to Sweden and getting knocked out of the World Cup. And yeah, I'm a big fan of U.S. soccer in general, whether it's the women or the men in the World Cup. And for this loss in their quarterfinal to Sweden, I feel like it was kind of expected in a way, based on how they performed in the group stage. But watching the game though, like they actually dominated the game. My hope is that they were going to turn it on and they were going to play well, and they did. And that's what made this loss kind of stunning, because it was like, oh man. I guess it wasn't stunning, but it was kind of like, it was just kind of heartbreaking, especially what happened in penalty kicks. But yeah, but they dominated the game. They dominated possession. I don't even Sweden didn't even get a shot on goal in the 90 minutes or an extra time. So yeah, it was a good performance, but just an unfortunate end and result of it. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And those penalty kicks, man, the penalties were they were like a game on their own. Those penalties seem to be going positive in the U.S.'s direction. And then we had Rapinoe come up, and I think based on her performance in the game, I was thinking she was gonna miss, because when she came in, and she had like a couple set pieces, a couple corners that she didn't really send them in well. Like those like set pieces were kind of weak. They didn't really get as they didn't really have much power on them. But yeah, I was hoping she would she would score, but I had a feeling she might miss, and then she did miss. She kind of had a bad game, and like I'm not a person that hates Rapinoe. Yeah, this segment of the population just has vitriol for Rapinoe and the rest of the U.S. women for just wanting equality, for just like promoting equality, for protesting against like inequality and wanting equal pay. And like with this segment of the population, they just they get offended by that. they want these ladies to stay in their place. And yeah, I don't know. I never understand. Like I don't understand that mindset. Why people have a problem with that, but I guess they do. Who am I to I don't know. Well, I was gonna say, who am I to judge? But I'm kind of judging. But yeah, I like Rapinoe. She's great. Like she's a great player. She's played great on the field. She's a legend in U.S. women's soccer or U.S. soccer in general. She's a legend, and yeah, she's done a lot of great stuff off the field too. I think she's a great role model. I think with her performance, having a bad game, it doesn't overshadow what kind of career she's had. So yeah, she's had a great career, and I know she's set to retire. She's done with U.S. soccer, and I think she's gonna retire for club season in NWSL. So yeah, she's a legend. She's a legend for sure. And yeah, and she doesn't care. She definitely doesn't care what people say about her. She's definitely got thick skin. And yeah, so if people wanna get mad over her kneeling during the national anthem, then let them get mad. Let them get mad. But yeah, I for one am a fan of her, and will continue to be a fan of her because I'm sure she's gonna be present in U.S. soccer even after retirement. And also with the way those penalties ended, it was pretty heartbreaking, and it was something I've never really seen before. And I don't think it's penalties have ever ended this way in any sort of game. There might be one game out there, but I feel what from the World Cup in the past few years, or anything with VAR has been in as far as Champions League, I guess. I don't think anything any game has ever ended that way. But at first with Sophia Smith missing, that's kind of heartbreaking because I think she's a young player, so it's kind of heartbreaking for her. I'm kind of reminded of what's Saka missing in the Euro final for England. So that's kind of that kind of reminded me of that. So it's kind of heartbreaking. But then of course with I think it was I forgot O'Hara missed hers, and that's when we had Nair kind of making the save. She made the save, but then the ball came back and went over the line. But it was first I thought, okay, that was a save, but it was a close call. That I was thinking that ball almost went in, and then when they were checking, that's when I got scared, and I was like, whoa, okay, this did that ball actually cross the line? And then then they called a goal, and I was like, what? I was like, what? How? And even with the ball, the screenshot they did show, or the shot they did show from the goal line technology, it's still kind of I guess the ball's across the line, but you really don't even see anything between the ball and the goal line. But I guess the ball is not really even touching, the ball is still not touching the goal line. So yeah, it's basically the difference of a millimeter of what about this game ended. So yeah, it definitely was a very heartbreaking end of the game. And yeah, and as I said, it was kind of expected they might lose based on their performance, but with the way they played, man, I feel like they deserved the win, but did not get it. But also, maybe they didn't deserve the win because they didn't perform as well. And if they performed better in the group play, they would have been they would have played. Who they would have played? I forget who they would have played, but I'm sure they would have won that game. And it's crazy with the difference between the expectations with the women and the men. That the men usually when they're in a World Cup, they will get past the group stage, but they will fall in the round of 16 like they did in the last World Cup against the Netherlands. I have the feeling where I get bummed for them, but it's kind of like expected. So like I'm like, okay, whatever. But with the women being that they have won the last 2 World Cups and them going out in the round of 16, even though like they didn't perform well in the group stage, like but them going in the round of 16 is still like disappointing because yeah, they definitely set themselves up for much more in these World Cups. And yeah, round of 16, earliest exit they've ever had, and it's just like, wow, that sucks. So yeah, but that also speaks for women's soccer in the world that it is growing. Like teams are catching up. So even though like I want the U.S. women to win the World Cup every time, it's cool to see other countries like growing the game of soccer. I mean, Sweden's been there. Sweden's been a problem for the U.S. women, whether it's been the World Cup or the Olympics, and they seem to always run into each other. And Sweden kind of always has their number in a way, because I know they beat them in an Olympics, like an Olympic game one time, and knocked them out. So yeah, Sweden's always been there, but there's been a lot more teams in this like Women's World Cup that, yeah, they've made strides, and it's kind of up in there who's going to win it. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure I'll be paying attention too much because these games are on really late Australia and New Zealand time, and it doesn't work out too well. And yeah, I had to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch that USA game. So yeah, if USA was in, I would wake up and watch those, but I don't know if I really want to wake up and watch Japan versus the Netherlands. I think that's gonna be the game next. Oh no, it's Netherlands Spain, which probably is gonna be good too. And Sweden Japan is also gonna be a good one. That's gonna be at 12:30 midnight. So yeah, both those games will probably be good. I'll probably catch that Sweden Japan game. But yeah, but it's open. It's kind of open who's gonna win this World Cup now, with the top 2 teams now being knocked out. And also Vlatko, the manager, this dude needs to go. Like, he's probably a cool guy, but man, as a manager, I don't think he's that good. My phone dropped in case you heard that. But yeah, like, he wasn't doing a good job managing this game, especially with the subs, because for some reason he's being stingy with these subs. Like in the game against Sweden, like he really only used 2 subs, like with like Rapinoe subbing in for Morgan, and then it was Lynn Williams subbing in for Rodman. So I was like, wow, you're only using 2, really? Like, he used the other 3 right before penalties, so really he only used 2. So yeah, I don't know. Like, why are you not bringing fresh legs on? Those could be key in a game like this. Like, you can find a through ball, and someone with fresh legs and speed can take it past defenders and score. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the mindset of Vlatko was, but I feel like he's definitely going to be gone because, yeah, with the women, they like, you can't be getting knocked out in the round of 16 and still expect to be the manager going forward. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be there. Get a new one for the Olympics next year. But yeah, Messi and coming to MLS. I want to talk about this for a little bit because, yeah, that's like crazy. This dude is like, has scored 7 goals in the first 4 games. Like, that's crazy. And I watched that game against Dallas they had on Sunday night. And that was a crazy game in itself. Like, it ending 4-4. There was like 2 own goals. And yeah, Messi getting another free kick goal late in the game to tie it. And then Miami ended up winning in penalties. Like, that's crazy. Messi coming in. And Messi still, he's not, like, he's late in his career. He's 35, but he's still like a world-class player. And he's really showing that in MLS. It's not even really the MLS season. It's the Leagues Cup, which is like their mid-season tournament with the Mexican teams. So yeah, Messi's just like out playing these teams. Like, he's doing great, and he made me purchase the season pass, like the MLS season pass they have on Apple. And I'm kind of glad I got it because I thought it would be a waste of money at first, but I'm entertained by these games, and like, they're just great. So yeah, it's like every time Messi is playing, I just want to watch him, and I've caught all 4 of the games. So yeah, and they're just entertaining. It's kind of making me a Miami fan, I guess. Yo, I want an Inter Miami shirt with Messi, with Messi's name on the back. So yeah, I just want to speak on that for a little bit. That was like it's just cool to see Messi playing in MLS, and yeah, bring in some other players. I know Neymar is like there's the rumors of Neymar coming over. Mbappe too. Not only I don't think Mbappe is coming in. That'll be cool to see though. If we brought those star players into this, they made MLS the best league in the world. That would be insane. And now let's end with this Kai Cenat thing, with them wanting to give away PS5s or PCs in Union Square, New York, and then creating a big riot. And yeah, that was crazy to see. And I only want to talk about it briefly because I don't really know like Kai Cenat that well. Like I don't really watch him on Twitch, but I've heard his name. I know he's pretty big on Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, but him wanting to give away like consoles in Union Square, and yeah, that's like that was weird to see. And like I mean, yeah, it was definitely a bad idea. I don't think he really thought it through. Like I think he thought a lot of people would go, but I don't think he thought to this extent, and they would act like this. But yeah, but I feel like there's not really that much thought process going through it. And I know I think he's only 21, right? And like I feel like there's definitely people with him that probably could have told him that this is a bad idea, but I don't know. Maybe they were just yes men and they just did whatever you said. I guess they were just agreeing with whatever you said. But that was crazy. I guess thankfully no one got seriously hurt, even though a lot of people got arrested. But it's crazy to see something like this. That was like of course it was gonna be on national news, but to see it associated with like a Twitch streamer, like that's weird to hear, because like I hear newscasters saying Twitch streamer Kai Cenat, and they're kind of mispronouncing his name. And I know there's also been news kind of going over, like I feel like they're kind of saying bad things about gaming, like with this. They're kind of blaming gaming a little bit. They're always blaming gaming for stuff and trying to make it a scapegoat for stuff. Like I feel like this sort of thing should never happened, and like they should have organized that event, because I remember like was it like Nick Merckx rented minor league baseball stadium in Tampa Bay for like he did an event. I think that was more organized. So I feel like they could have done something. They could have rented out a big like an arena or whatever. They could have rented out, I don't know, like the arena in Brooklyn where the Barclays Center. That would have probably been cool. And he probably would have been able to afford renting that place out. There wasn't really much thought process going in. They could have held it somewhere like that. And yeah, and I don't know, maybe there was thought process. Maybe he thought, okay, this we can get a lot of people here, and maybe he expected that. And like I know with a lot of the like content creators, like even like with Logan Paul when he had the thing in Japan, of course, with like the suicide forest, like with stuff like that, I think a lot of these content creators, they think like they know bad news is always like gonna be good for them. And yeah, that gets him more seen. And like with Kai Cenat, like yeah, he gets his name all over national news, and that gets more eyeballs on his content. So that's probably what he was also thinking too. But I don't know. But like I'm not gonna villainize him. I think like he can still grow as a content creator and probably learn from this. And yeah, I feel like too many people villainize people over like things like this, and it's just like, yeah, you should probably chill a bit, because I don't know, like there's a lot of like mixed messages that go into like stuff like this, and I don't know, but I just think the thought process wasn't there. It was definitely a bad idea to hold something like this, really unorganized. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. So you can give me your thoughts on any of these topics right here. I'm losing my voice. I'm gonna bow out now. I don't know how long this went for, but we'll see. I gotta edit this down. So yeah, but till next time, see y'all later. Bye bye.